Nobody gets to decide what's right and what's wrong. Nobody gets to tell you how to live your life. You see, the whole world is full of systems and ideas that aren't yours. They're not original to you. They tell you what's right, they tell you what's wrong. Morality doesn't exist. You got to understand this. Morality was created by somebody else. Somebody else got to decide, well, doing this is right and doing this is wrong. Being kind is right and being mean is wrong. Somebody decided that. But you see, everything comes down to what kind of life do you want to live? And the life you should want to live is a life that's full of winning. And to win, sometimes you got to do things that are wrong morally. But there's nothing wrong with that because it's in your instinct to win. Meaning, sometimes hurting somebody to get to the top, well, guess what? That's part of the damn game because not everybody can win. Okay? So if we were talking about morality and we're talking about, well, if kindness is right and being mean is wrong, so let me ask you something. So if right now your instinct, because it's in your instinct to be competitive and be better than everybody else, as a man, you're supposed to climb to the top. It's in your instinct to build the next Amazon, a multi-billion-dollar business. And you know that if you build that multi-billion-dollar business, it's going to bankrupt a lot of small coffee shops. You're not being kind to the coffee shops, but is it right or is it wrong for you to go out there and chase your dreams and pursue building that business so that you can take care of the people in your circle, take care of the people that you love, take care of your friends and your family? Is it right or is it wrong? Well, the world's going to tell you that it's wrong. The world is going to tell you that loyalty is right, that being a man with multiple women is wrong. But why? Why is it wrong? We got to understand this. Everybody wants to keep their power. And the people that decide what's right and wrong are the people in power. If you have no power, you can't decide anything. You don't have the ability to tell somebody how something is and how it isn't because you have no power. You're nobody. You're not important. Whatever you want is irrelevant because if somebody doesn't follow your rules, there are no consequences. Now, it's very different when you don't follow the president's rules or the government's rules. Who's behind the government? Because now you get punished. You get thrown in jail. You do something wrong or you do something you're not supposed to do. Well, guess what? Let's say you type a tweet or let's say you post something online that you aren't supposed to talk about. Well, who gets to decide what you are and aren't supposed to talk about? Well, Zuckerberg or whoever else is behind the media. These people have the power. They get to decide what's right and wrong. Maybe the thing that you're talking about is not wrong at all, but according to them, it is. They get to choose morality, the people at the top. Now, this is what you got to understand. All of morality, all of the rules of the game are here to keep you at the bottom. And I'll tell you why. It's because for you to stay in first place, you got to make sure third and second stay in third and second. So if you're on the come up, the way they keep you away from stealing first place from them, okay, is by tying you to a bunch of rules, tying you to a moral code that's going to keep you weak. Because remember, freedom is power, and power is freedom. The most powerful man on earth can do whatever he wants. That means he's free. And the most free man on earth can do whatever he wants, which means he's powerful. And these men at the top, they want to stay in that power. They want to stay in that freedom. And they do this by tying you to a rule, by tying you to a code, morality, societal norms. That's what it is. Once they tie you to that code, now you have something holding you back. Why? Because you are free when you don't live by any rules. You are free when nobody can tell you what to do or what to say or what's right and what's wrong. And the second they start to tell you, well, you're supposed to do this. Well, this is going to hurt that person, so you shouldn't do this. Well, this is like this and this is like that. And you don't want to do this because this is going to happen. All these rules, every single second that you listen to them, you become weaker. Because now that's another thing that's limiting your freedom. You can't do this because it's wrong. You can't do this because it's wrong. You can't do. Well, who decided if it's right or wrong? The people at the top, the people in power who want to keep you at the bottom. It's in their benefit. It's in their interest to keep you at the bottom. And you are listening to their moral code. You need to live life based on what you see and what you observe, and based on becoming as powerful as possible for yourself, for nobody else. If that means that everybody at the bottom needs to stay at the bottom, that means that everybody around you is going to lose for you to win. That's what it takes. It is what it is. There's no such a thing as everybody winning. If everybody was a winner, nobody would be a winner. For someone to win, somebody else has to lose. For there to be a sunny day, there needs to be a rainy day. If every day was sunny, it wouldn't be a sunny day tomorrow if it was another sunny day. It would just be another day. The reason why you enjoy positivity is because of the negativity. Without the negativity, positivity wouldn't be positivity. It would just be nothing. So the polar opposite has to exist, meaning somebody has to lose for you to win. And for you to sit here and say, I want peace and I want equality, this is the biggest lie you've ever been taught because there is no middle. In life, there is no middle. The middle is nothing. That's what it is, meaning it doesn't exist. Nothing is the middle. The middle can't exist. There's yes and no. There's black and white. There's winning and losing. That's it. And any amount of them trying to implement right and wrong, this is just them trying to justify the middle, where look, the middle is full of rights and wrongs, and you want to kind of balance. No, there's no such thing as balance. There's no such thing as right and wrong. All those rights and all those wrongs, remember, they're somebody else's moral code, meaning they're not existing. It doesn't exist. Those right and wrongs are non-existent. They're not real because they were decided by somebody else. Who's to say? Prove that it's right. Prove that it's wrong. How? You can't, because it's based on what the people's opinions are. That's how they decide what's right and wrong. So there's no fact. There's just opinion. So nothing is right and nothing is wrong. But you know what there is in life? Winning and losing. And you know what winning consists of? You doing whatever it takes to be as free as possible so you can become as powerful as possible. I will tell you this. It is the most right thing by my moral code for you to be ruthless and do whatever the hell it takes to become as powerful as possible so that you can win as much as possible. Because guess what? When you win more than everybody else wins and everybody loses because you keep winning and you are now the most powerful around, well, guess what happens? That allows you to take care of the people in your circle better than somebody who doesn't win as much as you. Elon Musk is one of the most powerful men on earth. He's a narcissist and he loves nobody more than himself. But you know what that has allowed him to do? To become as free and as powerful as possible. And if he wanted to tomorrow, he could help more people than any other man on this planet Earth. So what does that make him? Bad or good? Does it make him bad or good? Ask yourself that question. Because by my moral compass, it makes him a winner. That's what it makes him. Because there's no such thing as bad or good. There's no such a thing as right and wrong. There's only winning and losing. And he is a winner. He can do whatever he wants and take care of whoever he wants. And that's the name of the game. You either win or you lose. All this right and wrong, living by right and wrong is just having somebody else decide what life is for you. Live by your own rights and your own wrongs. You decide what your moral compass is. Nobody else gets to tell you that. And if anybody else is trying to push something onto you, question it. Why does everybody want me to listen to all these things about love? Music, always about love. TV shows, always about love. What is all these things I hear about love? It keeps you weak. They want to tie you to something. The man that is dangerous is the man that has nothing to lose. Once you have something that you love, now you have something to lose. Remember, they push all these things onto you because they don't want you to be free. And they tell you, you need to be loyal. They want you to be with one woman. They want you to have that monogamy so that all it takes to break you is one girl leaving you. That's not freedom. You know what's freedom? You got so many women that love and respect you. One leaves, it doesn't matter. You have a bunch more left. They don't want you to be like that. They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to be a man that can just, boom, move on like that. Boom. No, they want you to be tied to something because that's what keeps you in second and third place. The people at the top can only stay at the top by making sure that everybody at the bottom stays at the bottom. And the second somebody starts rising to the top and they start realizing the truth and they start internalizing all the things that they've been trying to keep those people away from, well, guess what? Now there's a threat. And now maybe first place will be taken away from first place. And that's what they don't want. So everything you see around you, all the rights and all the wrongs, they don't exist. They're not real. There's only winning and losing. Figure out what's going to help you win. Nothing else matters. Become powerful over everything else. Everything else is secondary. Nothing else matters.